Hey Doc, in this episode, I want to give you permission to do whatever it is your heart truly desires. If you want to get a new car, go ahead. If you want to fly business class, do it. I want to give you the permission that you are waiting for to live your life to the fullest, to do whatever it is that you want, and to be unapologetic about making those decisions and feel empowered and just be like, yes, I did it. I chose to do it because I'm worth it and because Dr. Toya gave me permission. And the reason that I'm doing this is because there have been people that have given me permission to do certain things in my life for no other reason than you deserve it. You're working so hard to be a doctor, to practice medicine. Just make your life easy. And it was a gift every single time that that happened to me because I'm the type of person where if you tell me something once and it makes sense, I'm going to run with it, right? I am going to, like, you know what? Yes, I'm very easily convinced. All of these very strong opinions that I have, they can be changed very quickly. People sometimes are surprised by that. If you're making sense and I can reason through your argument, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to take you up on it. That's what you call a growth mindset, right? I'm very open to new ideas and I hold them firmly once I have them, which is what you hear on this podcast. But anyway, I am going to tell you about all the times that I have been given permission by certain people to do the things that I do now that I cannot even imagine my life if I did not do those things. Okay, so first up, I was in residency and I don't remember what year I was in, but I always try to travel in even in residency. It has always been a passion of mine. It was important to me. I didn't do a whole lot of other things, but I did travel. And I was going to Vegas, I think, with a friend from med school. And I was talking to another friend from med school who was in residency across the way in Philly. And she was like, so I just get the direct flight. Just pay the extra so that you don't have to hop around on the cheapest flight possible with all of these connections and stuff. She's like, look at how many hours we work. Like, do you really want to get there tired, not be able to enjoy your trip, and then just have to turn around and come back again? Pay the extra money to get the direct flight. Listen, listen. If I had to pay $20,000 for a direct flight somewhere right now, I would do it. Okay, maybe not. But I took that and I ran with it. And I will always choose the most convenient flight. I am not hopping around with five different connections to get where I'm going. It's just not happening because she was right. And this was residency. Shout out to Courtney. I know you listen. So I don't know if you remember that, but you told me that. And it was such a relief. And, I was fiscally responsible. I could afford it. And like if I, was doing credit card debt to be able to get this flight, but it made sense and it changed my life. And it was solely because I worked hard and I deserved it. Okay, so the next time was, and I laugh because I remember having the conversation with one of my residency classmates who I'm very close with about the kind of car that I would have after residency. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to have like a Toyota Corolla. And I remember her being so disgusted because she's a little bit bougie. I love her. Shout out to Tanya. And she was just like, why? And I remember being like, but I don't want to spend money on an expensive car and this doesn't make any sense. I hadn't had like a lot of financial knowledge at that point. It just didn't make sense to get an expensive car. Like expensive cars are expensive to maintain and you know, it it never occurred to me to do anything else. And I graduated residency and I continued with that thought. It was only when the friend that I went to Vegas with and I were going to my other residency friend's house to see her after she had her baby. Actually, Dr. P, my friend from the very first episode who got me through my postpartum struggle, we were going to see her. And her husband was talking to us and he's non-medical and executive. And I was telling him about my plan to get a Toyota. And he was just like, "What? No." He's like, just test a luxury car. You would never be the same. It will feel so good." I still remember that he said, he's like, "You will feel so good." And I was like, "Oh no." But something was in me and it's just like, you know what? Let me see what he's talking about. And I tested a bunch of cars. I tested an Audi. No, I think I tested an Acura, an Infiniti, and then I tested a BMW. And the leather was so soft. The drive was so smooth. And I was like, this is what he was talking about. I feel so good. And I continued to lease 3 BMWs after that. And I never looked back, never regretted it, not once. And I am so glad that I made the good financial decision at that time to lease because that's the only way to have a luxury car, in my opinion. Again, my financial knowledge wasn't what it is now, but that was the smartest decision that I could have ever made besides just not having a car in general. And it made me so happy. It was so comfortable. It was so good. And it was for no other reason than I got to feel good, right? After this long journey of med school and residency, I got to do something that made me feel good. And he gave me that gift, the permission to just do something and buy something because it felt good. Oh, I will always be grateful to him for that. The next time, one of my friends, also from med school, actually from undergrad, med school, my college roommate too. Aw, shout out to Liesel. I don't think she actually listens, but she told me, I don't even think she knows that she gave me permission for this, but we were in our group chat and she was like, "Yeah, once my flight is over 6 hours, I'm in business class." And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Because if you know this girl, Liesel Windsor is her name. I know she won't mind me mentioning her whole name. She is the sweetest, the least extravagant, just one of the best people that I know. And the least bougie. And you would never expect, it was so shocking to me to hear her say it so matter of factly. And I was just like, she's right. She's like, yeah, the flight is too long, you're too uncomfortable. You get there and you're uncomfortable and tired. And listen, say less. Never have I ever taken a super long flight where I was in the back of the plane. Not since then. Maybe once I had the kids and it was just too many people to, like, it was just too expensive. Didn't make any sense. But even then, we don't go past economy plus. But in general, if my flight is long, even sometimes with the kids, we are in business because she's right. Like, no, I worked too hard. So she indirectly gave me permission to travel in comfort, right? And it just came from the most unexpected place. And I think that's why I was able to switch so quickly. Is like, well, Liesel is doing this. She's not extravagant. She's not irresponsible. So, hey, if she's doing it, then I can do it too. I have permission to do it too. And this last example may seem like it's out of left field. And definitely, if you don't heed my warning at the beginning of the episode, or if you skip over it and you haven't listened in a while, remember this show is for adults. So hopefully, you're not playing this where your children can hear or anybody else can hear because we're about to have some adult language, right? The last person that I want to talk about that gave me permission and is similar to the BMW situation, but this is permission for a different type of pleasure. And that is my dear friend, my coach, Alexandra Stockwell. She gave me permission to have pleasure in a way that I had never experienced in my adult life. And I guess I could do a whole episode on this because I'm sure I've piqued your interest at this point. She gave me the permission to make sure that every sexual encounter that I had, that I was getting pleasure. That any, and not only from sex, but permission to have pleasure in life in general, just because I am a woman and I enjoy the body that I am in. And now that I am saying this out loud on this podcast, I'm like, this probably needs a little bit more explanation, but I'm not going to give you any. I'm just going to leave you hanging there. But it has changed how I move through life. It has changed the relationship with my husband, our intimate relationship. And it was permission that I didn't even know that I needed. And it has transformed. Even for my husband. The permission to draw pleasure from things that are not even traditionally for me to get pleasure. Even as I give pleasure to my husband, her encouraging me to take pleasure in it, to have pleasure for myself, and to make it a priority just changed everything. So I'm going to leave that there. And when I think about all of these people, when I think about how I live my life currently and the things that I do and the joy that I have and the pleasure that I enjoy, I have to remember that these people had a huge role to play in that. And I want to share that gift with you because let me tell you, it has been a gift. It has been a gift to know that I am worthy of joy and comfort and ease and pleasure just because, just because you have worked hard, you have sacrificed, you continue to do so. You have taken on this additional role that requires hard work and sacrifice. You deserve all of it. And this is your permission to get it, to take it, to enjoy it. Go forth, Doc, and follow your desires. Buy the business class ticket. Lease the expensive car. Notice I said lease, don't buy. Get pleasure and ease and comfort wherever you can because you deserve it. And I want you to share this episode with another physician mom who needs permission to do something, to be happier, to make a bold decision, because this extends beyond the things that I'm talking about. We sometimes need permission to live a life outside of the box that we have been put in by ourselves, by other people. And it doesn't even have to be as direct as this. Liesel was just telling us what she did, and I took that as my permission. Right? So make sure you share this podcast. You don't know how it will change that other doc's life. She may hear something and say, "What, people do that? I can do that? Well, if she can, I can." Because there's nothing special about me. As wonderful and as amazing as I am, not that different from you, Doc. Anything that I am doing, you can do too. All the permission that I have gained can be granted to you as well. So share it with her. Let her have this gift as well. Make sure you both leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and a 5-star rating everywhere else. Subscribe and follow and all the things so you never miss an episode. And I will see you on the next episode of Stethoscopes and Strollers.